It is Dell K. Burton, and this is The Real Spiel. I would like to ask you a question. Why is it so easy to cancel the black community? That's a question for you. Why is it so easy to cancel us? Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why? Because we are one of the only communities that participates in the cancellation of our own people. The ADL is the official cancel button for the Jewish community. Now, the ADL's job, ladies and gentlemen, and this is their makeup. They're the oldest. They call themselves the oldest anti-hate organization in America. You know, that's what they call themselves. So if that's what they call themselves, I'll call them that too. But the ADL's job is to identify anything, absolutely anything, that sounds like anti-Jewish hate, and to attempt to cancel it. And they will go far. They will go far and wide. They will call up the CEOs, sponsors. I mean, the ADL has gone as far as partnering with PayPal just so that they can defund individuals who are making money, getting donations from saying things that the ADL doesn't like. The ADL says they don't have an issue with the First Amendment. And there's a lot of people who have the capacity to be on the fringe, say things on the fringe. However, they need to stay in the fringe, stay in their place. The minute that they get mainstream is the minute that they catch the attention of the ADL. Now, so the ADL has a metric, essentially. If you have a certain amount of followers, then anything you say can be deemed as hate, and their eyes will be on you. And they will attempt, first and foremost, to defund you. They'll attempt to take your pocket. All right, tax you a little bit. Second of all, they want an unequivocal apology. And then third, they're still going to make sure that you never get back to the place you were so you can do that again. That's their method, you know. We're going to take your money, and that'll force you to say sorry. And after you say sorry, we don't care. We're going to make sure you never get back in that position anyway. All right, it's a setup. So that's how the ADL works. That's their methodology. They catch a lot of people slipping because they say, "Oh my gosh, I offended somebody. I offended that community. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And they still give a couple calls. Make sure you cancel that guy's deal. Make sure you cancel her. Don't pull her plug. Don't extend her contract. And all of a sudden, poof, you've disappeared. You never get your platform back, right? So, I mean, this is a matter of advice. Never apologize to the ADL, because they're waiting for that. They want you. They don't want you to apologize in secret. They want you to apologize at the same level of platform, but then they want you to be removed, so you can't say nothing again. They can't guarantee you're not going to be quiet. They're still going to remove you, but you know, regardless if they think you even will be quiet, no, they're going to take you out. So we participate in our own cancellation. When the ADL 1 year ago, so if you don't know, I posted it in my community page. I posted it as a post, actually. The ADL tried to cancel Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is what I refer to as the biggest racist in America. Okay, Tucker Carlson. He's got the #1 show in Fox, and he is racist #1. Okay, if the black community ever needed an enemy, ever had to put a face to white supremacy and what our enemy looks like, it is Tucker Carlson. He's the face of white supremacy in America at the #1 spot in Fox News. Now, he said something that the ADL did not like. Okay, he put out a dog whistle, to replacement theory, which was an assumption, a conspiracy theory according to the ADL, that the Jewish individuals were attempting to control the world, and they had this insidious plan. So Tucker put that out, and of course, because of his platform, here comes the ADL calling up Fox, and of course the ADL now starts to put together a narrative. He's not just racist to us, he's racist to blacks, and he's racist to Latinos, and what he's saying is dangerous. Catchword. Every time you insult Jews, it becomes dangerous and scary. Remember that. It's dangerous, it's scary. It's dangerous, it's scary. It's their catchword. It's very dangerous. Rabbis who start to preach. There's a rabbi, I forgot his name, I should have got his name. Well-known rabbi in New York City. He decided to preach against Kanye West and Kyrie Irving, and of course, dangerous and scary. But he's not afraid. But it is dangerous and it is scary. But I'm not afraid. This thing has found its way to my children's school. It's dangerous, it's scary, but I'm not afraid. And so this is the way that it's put. When black folks, especially, say anything about the Jewish community, it becomes dangerous and scary. But Tucker Carlson, biggest racist in America, said something, very serious to that community. It was very serious because it's an extreme allegation. There's a difference between, there's no difference from them, but there's a difference from me. When I say something about the Jewish community, I base it in historical fact. Other people, when they say things about the Jewish community, they base it in presumptive conspiracy of the future. That's a big difference. It's a big difference to say that I think that these people have the capacity to take over the world, as opposed to saying I think that the Ashkenazi has tried to replace the Shemitic people of the Bible. Like, that's historical. One's historical, one is a presumption of the future, and it's conspiracy. So be very careful when you talk about that community, because history is one thing, but conspiracy is another. But the ADL, their job was to come and to get Tucker Carlson out of that spot. They wanted him gone. The head of the ADL, very articulate person also. He knows how to put it on thick, baby. He knows how to put it on thick. Man, he can make you into a terrorist and a murderer in a few sentences, the way he puts stuff together. And Fox did nothing. Nothing. Okay? Fox was unbothered by the ADL. Unmoved by the ADL. Right? For the most part, it was white people calling each other white supremacists. Right? So white people go around calling each other white supremacists all the time. They do that. Liberal whites call conservative whites white supremacists all the time. So Jewish white people calling non-Jewish white people white supremacists, doesn't really carry any water for that. They're not really bothered by that. And Tucker Carlson went about his merry business, smoking cigars all the way and drinking Cavassier all the way back to his show. He was unblemished, undented. Okay, no apology required, no apology tour, no statement, no distancing themselves from hate. None of that was needed. None of that. No song and dance, no hug affair with the Jewish communities, no meeting with Jewish rabbis. None of that took place. That golden boy with the brown hair, that champion racist, was left sitting very pretty eating cake in his position. Now, Whoopi Goldberg said some stuff. Has anybody seen Whoopi Goldberg? Do we know where she is? She said some stuff, boy. She had to get up and apologize quickly, lickety split. She had to apologize. And I don't know. I don't know if Whoopi Goldberg's even around no more. I know what she's doing. She's probably knitting somewhere, sitting around in the ghetto or something. I don't know. Ordering ordering Popeye's chicken. I don't know where Whoopi is. I'm not sure where Whoopi Goldberg is. But the bottom line is, when they tried to cancel Kyrie Irving, the number one weapon against black people is black people. The ADL and Zionism in its covert forms, the ADL is just the face of Zionism. The hands of Zionism, you don't know where they are. Okay? The face is ADM and the voice is the ADL. But the hands, listen, when you walk up on somebody, I'm an ex-police officer. I don't care if you stick your head out the window and start talking to me. I want to see your hands. That's what you don't see with the ADL. You don't know what they're doing behind the scenes with their hands. And, you know, when they start to make moves, they basically start to put black people in positions to tear down black people. That's why the cancel culture has worked so well with Kyrie and with Kanye. If we essentially, and when I say we, mainstream media held their guns and either said nothing, like Tucker Carlson's people did, or defended either or, cancel culture would be irrelevant. Nike, Adidas, these people don't move simply because the ADL gets upset. The ADL is always getting upset. That's their job. They are anything. You make the wrong hand gesture. The wrong hand gesture. Apparently that is apparently anti-Semitic now. You can't use that symbol anymore. I don't know. I might get the ADL call me for that. They don't got my number, but you know. So we have to be mindful that when our community is attacked, we have to be like the Jewish community. You batten down the hatches. Everybody, listen, an email goes out all over, and they say, hey, we're all standing in solidarity against this person, against this. We're not gonna break rank, right? We're not gonna budge. This is wrong, and anybody that can get to this person, get to them. And it happens. Like, look at me. Like, second I started saying anything, people started reaching out to me. Hey, man, let's talk. Hey, you want to talk? Hey, you want to talk? Let's talk. Can we talk? That's what happens, right? And to their credit, they want to talk, you know. That's to their credit. They want to talk. But people start reaching out, start figuring out, hey, who is this person? Is this person dangerous? Is this person scary? Is this person somebody we need to be concerned about? Are they just a crackpot? What kind of following do they have? Oh my gosh, they got a following. Do we got anything on them? That's next. And how do we cancel their money? I'm not rich, so I got no money to cancel. You know, so that's the method. I am simply trying to warn us that it is imperative that when these very organized, and I'm going to call it what it is, world powers, right? When you can control the world narrative, when you can call somebody an anti-Semite and everybody just falls in line, when you call somebody the enemy of the state and everybody just falls in line, when you can say, oh, I think he needs to be suspended, Charles Barkley, everybody just falls in line, because you know who puts those words into people's mouths, and they'll plant it in different places because you can't see their hands. They'll plant it in different places, and all of a sudden it looks like, wow, I guess, no, he's saying it, and she's saying it, and she's saying it, and she's saying it. Everybody's saying it, so it must be true. That's why I told you Jamel Hill was given money to do that, because this is how it works, right? It doesn't work if it's just coming from one source, and they know they can't force one black person to go too hard against another because it's too obvious, right? And they know that person's risking their career just by saying something once, but they'll be handsomely rewarded for it. And so we now have to understand that this, when you start talking about the black community in America and the disenfranchisement of black power and black wealth and black influence and black intelligence, it starts right here. It starts before there's money on the ground for us, before there's institutions built. before you talk about reparations, before you talk about slavery, before you even talk about racism, you have to talk about the fact that black people must not let other groups infiltrate their ranks and cause them to spread dissension amongst each other. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say. Tonight, Harry Rosenberg and myself will be engaging in a debate of the ages. I'm telling you right now, the information that's going to drop in this video, the type of information and wisdom and oh my gosh, and that's going to be disseminated tonight. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna sit on this stuff for a long time, baby. There's a lot of going to be in here. It's going to be packed with nuggets. So don't miss it. It's 7 o'clock tonight. Again, it's going to start off like a slow sparring jab, and then we're going to open it up and go buck wild. All right. So just be patient. Some of y'all, might not be able to sit for all of it. You might have to come back. Keep your computer open. Keep those likes coming. Press the share button. Remember, we're building out curriculum, and to build out curriculum, I'm going to need the help of the black community to do so. I thank everybody that's been sending me articles, videos, information. I have a great black intelligentsia behind the scenes working to make sure that I have everything that I need. So I'd like to thank all of you, because it actually, some of the stuff that you sent me was really good, and some of it I took to heart. Some of it I already knew and didn't require, but it's good. And for those who, and let me tell you something, it's not just the black community who's sending me stuff. I have Jewish people sending me stuff, telling me, hey, take a look at this, read this. Take a look at that, read this. I have Jewish people. I have religious Jews sending me stuff. I have white people sending me things. I have women and men sending me stuff. So be advised that this is we're not an island. We're not an island. This is a community of people who recognize that there's no group that should have so much power when a lot of their information in respect to certain aspect of their own ethnicity is wrong. And just to close, and just so I can be a quick apologist for the Jewish community, do people not like European Jewish people? They're not very liked. And should they be concerned anytime people start to say anything about them based on their history? Absolutely. I'd be concerned if I were them too. All right, so I understand why you guys get so touchy. I get it. I understand 100%, but understand why we get touchy. Understand what we have gone through. And I'll tell you this. If it has rained on the white Jewish community in the last 100 years, in the last 200 years, if it has rained on you, the black community worldwide has suffered a tsunami. Did you hear what I said? If you have felt that the things that has happened to your community has been the storm, I'm telling you that your storm is nothing compared to our tsunami. And so if you can protect yourself, and if you can have the ADL, and if you can have these secret groups that wish to protect the Jewish community from statements that you'd perceive to be detrimental to the Zionists, to the Jewish cause, then you can imagine how we feel, and you can imagine how I feel. Because as you say, there will never be another Holocaust, and as I say, there will never be another slave trade. There will never be another black code. There will never be another segregation movement orchestrated by people outside of our community. We decide to move, that's us. If we decide to separate, that's us. But no one ever in my lifetime, with my voice being able to speak and my hands being able to work, will ever take our community down the beaten path that they have done with this issue, with Kyrie Irving, Kyrie, I'm sorry, brother, you had to be the sacrificial lamb, but there will never be another Kyrie Irving. Not in my lifetime. I won't let it happen. And the black community at large will never let it happen again. Let this be the last time that we stand by and let another community crucify one of our kings. It will not happen again. And we will take him down off the crucifix before they have time for his body and his life to expire. Kyrie, help is on the way. That's my time. I'll see you guys tonight. Hope I upload this before the actual live happens. But I'll see you guys tonight. Love, peace, and hair grease. This is Del, your friend, Jewish community. I'm not your enemy. I'm your rabbi. Black community, I'm your brother. See you soon.